Pareto chart is a visual representation of Pareto Rule, which is also popularly known as 80-20 rule. So it was coined by Vilfredo Pareto. It stated that 80% of the wealth is governed by 20% of the nations, which quality guru Joseph Juran changed it to 80% of the problems is due to 20% of the reasons. Essentially, what it means that it's a way of identifying the vital fews from the trivial many. It's a prioritizing tool. So today we're going to see how in Excel how we can create a Pareto chart using two options. One is the inbuilt Pareto chart option, and second is by using a pivot. So let's see how to do it in Excel. So this is our sample data where I have product subcategory by sales. For Pareto chart, we don't need it in a summarized manner. So we'll select the data, go to insert. And under insert, I'll go to recommended charts. And the second option which we get under recommended chart is Pareto chart. Other way, you can go to the histogram and you can find the Pareto chart option here. So let's click OK. Just like that, I have Pareto chart created using two simple clicks. So the only challenge with the Pareto chart created by Excel or using this option is that I get limited axis formatting options. For example, if I need to format the label axis here, the x-axis, and if I go to format and I go to text option, if I want to align this text, I do not have those options. Those options are grayed out. Similarly, if I have to do format the secondary y-axis, and if I go to axis option, again I get limited options as compared to what I used to get in regular Excel charts, and that's where I prefer pivot tables, creating charts using pivot tables. So let's do this. So let's see how we can create a Pareto chart using pivot tables. So for that, I'll select the data first and then insert a pivot table using a keyboard shortcut Alt DP, Alt Delta Papa, and click finish. It will insert a sheet with a pivot table. I'll drag and drop product subcategory under rows and sales under values. It gives me the sum of sales. Let's format this field. So I'll go to value field settings and I'll name this as total sales, and let's give it a number format, currency format here, so with 0 decimal places. Okay, so now it's formatted nice. Now let's sort it in descending order so that my top contributors are at the top. So office machine, tables, telephone communications, these are our top contributors. Now we have to calculate the percentage running totals so that we get to know what is the cumulative percentage contribution of each product subcategory. For this, I'll drag and drop sales one more time, and this time I'm going to go to value field settings. Let's rename it as percentage running total and show value as, I'll scroll down and I'll pick percentage running total in and by product subcategory. Click OK. Alright, so in 2 clicks now I have the percentage running total, which means essentially is that office machine contributes towards approx 15% of total sales, and 27% of sales has been given by office machines and tables, and telephone communication, tables and office machines contributes to approx 40% of the sales. So now let's insert a chart. So with this any cell selected inside pivot table, I'll again go to insert and let's use recommended charts, and we use the combo chart now, and we'll put percentage running total on secondary axis. It's aligned, so this preview looks nice. So let's click OK. Now I have a very basic looking chart here. Let's do some formatting on this. So as part of formatting, we'll first get rid of those elements, chart elements, which are not adding value. For example, these buttons are not adding values right now, so I'll right click on the button and I'll say hide all field buttons on the chart, and I'll select this legend and I'll click delete. So that's done. Now let's do some additional formatting. So let's reduce the gap width of these columns. So I'll select the columns, I'll go to the chart formatting option under series options, gap width, let's reduce to let's put it 18%. This looks nice, and let's get rid of grid lines of the entire sheet. I prefer a blank white space here. Let's get rid of the border as well, which is not required. So with this chart selected, I have to remove the border. Now let's make it look better. So let me give it some different colors. So I'll just give it a gray. And the idea is that we want to highlight those cases or those product subcategories which are contributing towards 80%, approx 80% of the sales. And if we look at the pivot table, so bookcases, up till bookcases, we are coming around 79% of it. So I'll define this threshold here. I'll give it a different color. So I'll give it a yellow, and I'll assign the same color to all this. So using F4 key, I can repeat the previous action. So I'm selecting the column and pressing the F4 key. Now this looks nice. Let's give it a different color to this line chart. Give it a black. Alright, my chart looks nice. I can add a title to it. So I'll select the chart, go to design, add chart element, chart titles of chart, and this is total sales. And we can also format our pivot table to make it look like similar design. So this design looks nice, right? Okay, so yeah, within a couple of minutes I have created a Pareto chart using pivot tables, and we have seen how we can create it using the inbuilt charts, the Pareto chart option, which we'll find it under histogram. The only benefit with the pivot table is that I get additional chart transformation tools, which I don't get using existing inbuilt Pareto chart. That's all on how to create a Pareto chart using Excel. You can visit my blog on vivren.in for articles on Power BI, Excel, data analytics, data visualization, and more. Subscribe the channel and follow me on Twitter to get updates and best practices. You can also join the WhatsApp group BI Simplified. All the links you will find in the description. Hope to see you around.